COVID-19 has added another dimension to education this school year, along with your typical face-to-face learning. Hundreds of students across Davison opted to take school online to start the year, while face-to-face students still have 2 online classes regardless. And the addition of this method posed a new challenge for many.
I mean, I kind of saw it coming. I was bracing for impact and, I was ready to do online school. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't, prepared in that aspect, but I got through it.
John Fedenko is just one of many students who's adapted to online learning. He is doing face-to-face learning, but still has 2 online classes to complete daily, while virtual students are still doing all 6 classes online. This is how the 2020-2021 school year got started, but it is not the first time COVID affected a student's learning.
When everything kind of broke down that Friday and we got the news, I was a little excited, 2-week period off, who cared? And then it kind of evolved into this whole online schooling program, and that really took a toll on me.
Initially, the tentative remote learning program put into place during the shutdown worked so that there was no penalty for uncompleted work and that the students' grades could only improve. The program for the new school year, however, provides a much more complete curriculum, but has proved more difficult as well. Teachers like Mr. Wilcox have been right there with students like John in terms of adjusting to the new online style. With this new mode of learning, everyone has been forced to adapt.
Most of the problem for us as teachers was the technology, right? And we had different platforms that we were trying to use, and Zoom was just starting to come around. We're starting to learn that. Do we use Zoom with our students and teach over Zoom with our kids? Do all of our kids that want to participate have strong enough Wi-Fi in order to learn?
Parents of these students have had the tough decision to either send their children to school or keep them home. Courtney, a parent of 4, has a child with a medical condition that forces all of her kids to go online.
My youngest child has asthma. She's been hospitalized multiple times throughout her life. She's going into the 4th grade, and I can't risk her getting sick. I can't risk any of my other children getting sick and bringing it home to her. I knew right away that online was the option I was going to choose.
Also, the tech department has had a bigger workload over this pandemic. Chromebooks, power supplies, and hotspots, you name it, they were buying.
Planning, I think, has been the hardest thing to do. The fact that we only had 3 weeks to do all this is it's a little overwhelming because, there's over 5,000 devices that we have to get our hands on, organize, and then distribute.
Even with the same teachers and the same students, the screen between the two is an obstacle no one envisioned having to deal with.
It was a very difficult transition to make, and there were a lot of issues and problems with making that transition. Hopefully, if we have to do that in the future, it will be much better.
These times have been tough on everyone, but John has some words of advice to anyone who needs it.
You have to persevere and you have to stay focused and maintain that perseverance, that strength to get through everything, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel.